Today's build, AFF 125, commonly known as the Transformer quad because of the front end, looks like a transformer. Today we'll start at the back, as we usually do. Once it's out of the box, you'll have your tyres, pump your tyres up, sit it on the stand if you've got one, suspension on the back, take the bolt out, you'll have a nut and a bolt, lift the back suspension up onto the knee and slide the bolt into the bracket. 14mm nut on. You want a 13mm spanner. Then either with your 14mm spanner or a 14mm socket. Go around on the back, you've got 4 bolts, axle on. We just put the socket on it and just give it a turn. Make sure it's tight. So just one thing to tell you while you're getting it out of the box is this cable here, that's your speedo cable. Sometimes it's wrapped around your suspension arm, so when you take it out of the box, if you're not careful, it pulls on there and it'll snap. So just be a bit careful when you take it out of the box, but that cable is free. You'll have 2 guards, one for the disc brake, the other one fits under there to protect the chain. There are 10mm bolts. Take 4 bolts out that are underneath. All back in where you've just took them out. There we go. Just make sure that they're tight. Once you've done that, it's time to put the back wheels on. The back wheels will be flat when you first get them. So once you've pumped them up, it comes in the box, get dust caps. You put your dust cap on. If you look on the side here, it tells you your tyre pressure, 10 psi. 10 to 15 psi is good working. The axle there's got a spline on it, and the same with the wheels got a spline, so as you put the wheel on, just give it a little twist until the splines meet. There you go, and it pushes on. So in the bag again, you'll have a big silver washer. Put that on. A castle nut. And on the axle, there's a hole that runs right through the centre of it. So when we tighten it up, with a 24mm socket, we'll tighten it up. There you go. And if you look there, you can see the hole through the castle nut. So in your bag again, you'll have some split pins, some thick split pins. There we go, split pins gone through. Pull it up, over like that. There we go, same on the other side, just spin it round. Wheel, dust cap, line the wheel up and push it up. There. Another big silver washer. Right, once the back wheels are on, we'll come to the battery. Just put your hand at the back of the seat, just pull it up, the seat lifts off. There's no cashers on it, all it is the pins fit into the rubber bands there and the seat goes back on. We'll have a look at that in a minute. So we'll have the battery inside, pull that out, take the battery out, throw the box and just cut the plastic off the battery. On top there, you pull that, that's got your nuts and bolts in to connect to your battery. There we go. In your box again, you've got 2 battery clips, so just clip the battery on, like that, and then connect the red to the red, and black to the black. Pull the cover over, And same with the negative. The wires into the centre there, tied them up a bit so when you put the seat on, we don't trap any. And then all we do is we get the seat. At the front of the seat, you can see there's a hook on it. Now that hook fits underneath there. Put the seat on. Push it down and forward until it engages in that hole, which you don't want to do. There we go. And then just line the back of the seat up, kick it down. There you go, there's the seating. Right, once we've done that, we come to the side. Come to the side of the quad here, and you can see there's your petrol tap, your petrol pipe. Now your petrol pipe, there's a clip that fits onto the carburettor, which is on the other side of the quad. So what we do is, we push that clip through, right the way through, like that. Right, there we go. I don't know whether you can see that. It's right up there. The petrol pipe fits straight on top of your carb, and then the clip fits onto the pipe. And we can start the assembly of the front wheel. When it comes, you'll see the wheel hub turned in. While it's in, just check that these split pins are bent over and they're not going to come out. So I'll just push them down with my fingers, that's fine. Then twist the hub out, like so. Then your steering arm is loose, you push that in there like that. And then your bag again, you'll have a washer, a small castle nut, and that fits on there. We tighten that up with a 17mm spanner, making sure that the hole, is another hole in this, lines up with the castle nut. More thin split pin, push that through, just bend it round there. If we look up, see the suspension is loose, so we'll have to mount that, and the mounting is just above the suspension itself. So we'll put that into place. We'll get a nut that's out the bag. So you've got a 14mm nut and 13mm bolt. So we just line them up like that, bolt in. Now you can either use a spanner or a ratchet. I prefer to use a gun on a low torque setting. It's a bit quicker for us. Oh, 17 and a 13mm. Just nip that up. Once you've done that, we'll come to the front wheel hub. It's got a castle nut on it. The hole will be in the bolt itself. So we'll just get a large split pin and look for the hole. If we can't see one, there we go, there's the hole. I use a 21mm socket and just twist it a little. There we go. Bend them round. There we go. Once we've done that, we just visually look at these bolts here. Make sure the bolt comes through the nut. Just a quick tweak to make sure that they're tight. Yep, they're tight. So then, all we do, a dust cap. Line the holes up with the bolts. You'll have 4 12mm nuts. The front wheel complete. When we spin to the side, we've got a bull bar that goes on here, which is in the box. It's here. Now when you took this off the metal stand, there was a bolt in this here that fixes it to the metal stand that it comes in. So if you've saved that bolt, which you should have, keep hold of that bolt because that goes back in that hole. Take the bolts out, there's 4 of them. Took out earlier, which I've got here instead. Right, I'm doing. 4. So come round to the other side, virtually the same as the other wheel, front wheel you put on. That's the wheels and the steering done, so then we'll come to the handlebars. Now, in the box that you've got, you'll have several bits left over. So you've got a bar like that, which we'll come to in a minute, 2 clamps, clamp on, line the holes up, second clamp on, right. So what we're doing now is we get the other 2 bolts there, as you can see, got 2 lips on it, 2 holes. The lips come to the front like that. Put the bolts in, lift the handlebars up, put them into place, making sure they're in the centre. There we go. So just again, make sure the handlebars are in the centre. Then bolt it down. Just give them a pull, make sure that they're tight, which they are. Then you've got your dashboard here. If you look on the dashboard underneath, there's 2 bars with holes in it. And all we do, we just set that on top of the bars there, so you can see the hole. You'll have a bolt, push that through, a small nylon nut on the back, one side, also in your bag still, your little pipe with the silver top on it, just a breather pipe that fits on top of your petrol cap. Keys will be strapped to the steering. Just snip that off, make sure that throttle cable's loose and it's not catching on anything. Turn it on. Horn, indicators.
Front and back?
Yep. So you've got one side, on the other side. Front, lights, fueling. As I said before, to pull the choke up, start it, and you should be all good to go.
Right guys, so Russ has just finished building the Transformer 125. Good to have another set of eyes over it like all other products if you've got one. Full nut and bolt check needed, maintenance plan needs to be followed, all that sort of stuff, so you don't invalidate any warranties, and you've also got cover in case, worst case, something does go wrong. Remember, safety is key. Always wear your safety gear when you're riding these kind of vehicles. Nut and bolt checks want to be done right round, so right the plastics, even on the ones that the manufacturers have done, right to the footwells, the engine bolts, just check them all. Better to be safe than sorry. Again, same with the back end, any that the manufacturer's done, Russ probably already showed this, any suspension already goes on, but any nuts and bolts that you've not necessarily assembled, need a full once over, especially when these vehicles are being ridden, because the vibrations through it and the power they generate means they can obviously vibrate loose, hence why you need to do these checks. Starting it up just requires unleaded petrol in the tank. You need to make sure your safety lanyard's on, you need the ignition on, and you also need to be in neutral, which it'll tell you. You need a brake on, so just to make things easy, just clip that in, that's your handbrakes, that's in an operating system, and also make sure you got plenty of fuel in. Now this is flashing at us, but we've got enough in there to at least get it going, and let's get it fired up. So first thing we do is choke, so it's literally on, as you're starting it on the right hand side under here, so choke on is up, choke down is off. So we'll put it up to get it started, so choke on is up, because we need that power to get it going, and then the fuel is round here, is turned to the on. Make sure as well there's no kinks in your fuel pipe, no exposing fuel leaks or anything like that, and we're all safe to go. None against the engine, and it's tucked away nicely. Starter button. Nice easy start on that one. As you can hear, let it warm up, it's ticking quite nicely. We'll turn the choke off, as in put it down. The choke's now down, which is off, it's good to go. A little bit of throttle. That's all set up nicely, it's running like a beaut. Obviously, when you've done with it, turn it off with the key. If you turn it off on the kill switch or anything like that, what can happen is the battery can drain if the ignition's been left on. So it's a nice little tip to make sure your key's off, key's out, and you've got no chance of the battery being left on. And you're having the infuriation of the battery being dead. Battery's under the seat, so if you need to get under there, lift your seat off, take your plastic off, it's under there if you need to access it. Little 12 volt battery if you need to charge it or jump it if you've had it left stood for a while. Functionalities on it are all common sense, key on, key off, unleaded fuel. 10W-40 in this one for the oil, if you have it when you need to do your oil change. Remember, safety is key, as I keep mentioning. Make sure the kids are wearing safety gear if they're on them, or even you adults for in that instance. Any more information, any more help, or if you've got any more questions we've missed, or just comment below. Happy to help. quad-race.com.